Hey guys, RJ243 here, and today I'm going to be doing my top 9 Sonic 2 stages, because I'm not including Death Egg Zone because it's a boss stage, and Sky Chase Zone is more like an auto-scrolling stage, and it's not really, it doesn't have a boss, it doesn't have really any reason to be in this list at all, so let's start, shall we? Oh yeah, and before we start, keep in mind this is solely my opinion, so if you have a different opinion, then that's completely fine. And one last thing, this is to get ready for Sonic Mania, which is coming in, at this point in time, 3 days, so let's start this list. So at number 9, we have Metropolis Zone. This zone is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. There is many reasons why, but before we get to that, let me tell you one thing that this zone does have. It does have a good soundtrack, and that does make it a little bit better, but it's still the worst, because this zone has 3 acts, unlike the rest of the stages, which have 2. Well, 1 if you include Sky Chase and Death Egg Zone, but I don't include those, so... Metropolis Zone is home to 2 of the most annoying enemies in the game. One being Slicers, which are very annoying. They come up in the worst possible spots in the zone. And the crab things, I don't know the name of those, but... they can be annoying as well, and for the same reasons. But that's not the only thing I don't like about this zone. This zone feels so boring. Playing through this zone once, and you're done. You never want to play this zone again. It feels so boring that, like, it feels like I just want to... just kill Sonic, because this zone just made the game so boring. So at number 8, we have the Oil Ocean Zone. So this zone, it's still bad. It's a bad zone, but it's not as bad as the Metropolis Zone. But what makes this worse is that this is the zone before Metropolis Zone, so it makes the whole experience feel like a complete downer. But the reason this zone sucks and fails as a zone is because, 1, this zone is completely puzzle-based. There's barely any speed whatsoever. The only sorts of speed you're going to get in this zone are in the fast-paced oil spills, like slides down the zone, and the very, very rare to see cannons. Well, they're not actually that rare. In fact, I think they might need to be used to get through the zone, but still, the zone just feels very, very, very boring, like the last one. Although I will say, it is definitely better than the last one. And don't get me started with the boss, which I forgot to mention in the last one, but both of their bosses are terrible. But this one is worse, because this boss is... you can beat... Bottom line, you can beat the boss within maybe 2 turns of attack, which is very, very easy. So... yeah, you can tell. Oil Ocean is definitely not one of my favorite zones. Alright, now this is where I'm going to start telling you guys... this is where I'm going to start getting some hate, because this is a zone that a lot of people like. So, yeah, I'm ready for all the hate. At number 7, Casino Night Zone. I know. Everyone likes Casino Night Zone. But the thing that gets me is... I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad stage, but it just doesn't feel that much like a stage, more like a bonus level instead. But the pin like not the pinball machines, but there's no pinball machines, but the 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 casinos, like the big chance slots. That's what you're seeing for half the stage. And then there's only one enemy in the stage. I mean, I'm fine with it because you have a bunch of other stuff you need to avoid, but the stage feels too easy. And I mean, I don't like stages that are so easy, except for first stages. Those are always easy stages, but anyway, Casino Night Zone just feels like a big letdown for me in every way, except for the music. The music is amazing, and the boss is decently challenging. It does bring a bit of a threat. And I will say that some of the parts in the stage I do conveniently like a little bit. But for most of it, it's honestly not bad, but it's just, Alright, at number 6 we have Mystic Cave Zone. This zone is a very big mixture for me. There are some things I like and things I don't like. First off, this stage feels like another one of those stages that you want to go. You can go fast in at some points, but most of the time it's puzzle solving, just like Spring Yard Zone from Sonic 1. And that's honestly not a bad thing. I mean, the zone itself doesn't really go into a bad point at all, except for the boss. The boss is a big letdown, but anyway, the problem I have is that just like Casino Night Zone, there's not very many enemies, unless you include those spike pits of death, which Super Sonic can't even get out of. And yeah, honestly, it's just not that. It's not. It just feels like something's missing. Well, I know what that missing is, though. It's the boss. They need a better boss. And then this probably would have been, like, number 3 or something. And yes, these were very close in terms of rankings. So let's move on, because honestly, I've got nothing else to say. Okay, at number 5 is Aquatic Ruins. And honestly, I don't know what other people think about it, but me personally, I think it's a good stage. I mean, sure, you go underwater for like most of it, but I mean, if you like fall into the water, but if you don't, it's speed that gets in that you're getting. There's no puzzle solving except for underwater, and it's honestly not that bad of a stage. But the air bubble problem is present where I don't think that like they needed so many air bubbles underwater. Because whenever I play the stage, it feels like that you have air bubbles like every 5 seconds in the stage. And they don't give you enough. There's no challenge whatsoever. And the boss is terrible once again. Keep in mind, most Robotnik bosses are bad. So, yeah. But the zone itself is passable, and it's definitely one of the better zones in the game. Another zone that I don't know what the community of Sonic has to say about it. And number 4 is Wing Fortress Zone. From like I've seen one person talk about Wing Fortress Zone and say it was a bad zone, but I just don't see it. I like the zone. It's a really fun zone. It gives you speed at points. That's a little bit of points. And the platforming sections can actually be really fun. But the boss... I don't actually remember the boss, so I can't really judge it. But from what I do remember, it's not good. Not terrible, but not good. But yeah, Wing Fortress Zone is basically it felt like the like the pre-version of Flying Battery Zone, which we will get to in the Sonic and Knuckles stages. But yeah, Wing Fortress Zone is a really good stage. Definitely a good server for before the final battle. Alright, at number 3, we have Hilltop Zone. And this zone just rocks it in every single way possible. Except for the boss, again. But Hilltop Zone, its music is breathtaking, giving you a really, really, like, adventure-y vibe. And at the same time, the stage offers lava areas, mountain climbing, bridge riding. The list goes on. It offers so much speed. Basically, it gets everything right. Where speed is present, there are a few little puzzle solving areas, and of course the music is good. If I had to brag about one thing, it would be, you guessed it, the boss, because it's basically Oil Ocean's boss, but with lava. That's all I have to say. Sega, you really need to be more creative. Alright, at number 2, we have... Wait, I just talked about Hilltop Zone. Number 2 is Emerald Hill Zone. And I know it's the first stage, and why would it be all the way up here? Hear me out. Emerald Hill Zone is a great start to Sonic 2. It's basically just Green Hill Zone. Yeah, it's basically just Green Hill Zone, but the thing is, this zone it's a good zone. I mean, of course there's no challenge because it's the first zone, but that's why it's so good. It's the first zone. And it's such a fun stage to play through. Sure, I never die in it, but that's not to say it's not a fun zone. And of course the boss is easy because it's the first zone, but I won't brag about that because it's the first boss. Of course it's going to be an easy boss. So yeah, Emerald Hill Zone, definitely great stage. And at number 1 is Chemical Plant Zone. Holy crap, guys. I've never seen such an amazing use of music and level design. This is the perfect Sonic stage. Well, actually not really the perfect Sonic stage, but it's darn close to the perfect Sonic stage. And, of course, the boss is very easy to beat again, although it does give a little bit of a challenge. So, a lot of people like this, a lot of other people like this stage too, and I can see why. This stage brings the speed, the platforming at points, and that pink, I think it's pink water. Seriously, what is that stuff anyway? But, anyway, thanks for watching, and my arm's getting tired from me holding this camera for so long. And see you in the future, and leave a like if you enjoyed, and please make sure to subscribe if you have not already, and see you guys later.